It's a lovely day here in the city of Lagos State, Nigeria, and definitely it's Tuesday, and it's a beautiful one right there. Welcome to Newsbuster NGTV, where we give you news, entertainment, content, and of course, all the things happening around the world. Welcome to our newspaper review program right here, where we bring to you the front pages of our national dailies as they make their ways to the national dailies. My name is Olayinka Olatunji, saying thank you so very much for being a part of the program today. Of course, I am not alone. In fact, we have a very, very full house today, and we have a big fish, and I am with my partner in progress. And I was wondering why you didn't, rub powder.
Actually, like you all know
Alaja did not give you.
No, not even that. As you all know that Lagos stress and talk of the traffic and all of that.
Were you at the bus stop this morning? I think I was there for like close to an hour. I couldn't get a vehicle down here.
It was
and again, talking about fuel scarcity and stuff. I think that fuel scarcity should have been subsided a little.
Like you all know, Lagos is the most populated country. State in Nigeria as we speak right now. Talk of Kano, talk of Jos, talk of any other state. In fact, they can't compete with Lagos.
All right, say hello to you.
And also, yes, let me also join my colleague in welcoming you all to a new episode of Headlines Newspaper Review. Today, like you all know, sitting before us this morning is a big fish, like my colleague have said earlier. He's a senior analyst sitting before you to analyze and dwell
August visitor
into matter arising. Yes, relax, share your opinion, let's hear your views. As you all know that the way we normally do it, feedback is always the ultimate of any communication in life. So let's hear your views, let's share your opinions with us, and we are good to go. Then, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You are looking good this morning, sir.
We thank God for His mercy.
As an editor, I believe that you know a whole lot of things that happen in our national dailies. You come across all this news, and they are no longer new to you. Before that, let's get to know your name, what you do, and say hello to our people at home.
Yeah, my name is Victoria, editor, Prime Health News Magazine, and a public affairs analyst. Our viewers, thank you. You are going to be satisfied with the analysis of today.
All right, thank you so very much. As 2023 elections are fast, in the corners, a whole lot of news are making its ways, and one of what we're seeing right here on the Nigerian Tribune says that at Chatham House, Obi vows to tackle oil theft and debt servicing, and of course unemployment.
Well, that's it's a commodity for politicians to be making promises, but it's left for whether he will be able to do that, to fulfill such promises. Just like in 2015, a lot of promises were made by the APC when it was in the opposition. There, we were told first that there was nothing like fuel subsidy. That was what they told us, that fuel subsidy was a fraud. But as soon as they gained power, the same party that said that fuel subsidy was a fraud began to tell us that they were paying fuel subsidy, even outweigh that of PDP. So it is very easy to make promises, but to fulfill the promises is another game.
You would agree with me that one of the issues we have right here in Nigeria is the issue of unemployment, which has really created a whole like a loophole for our Nigerian youths to be involved in so many illicit activities like crime and stuff. Do you think that if Obi assumes the office as the president, is it possible that any sitting government can actually tackle unemployment in Nigeria?
Well, it's not a rocket science if the right factors are put in place. For instance, now one of the reasons why unemployment is very, very wide in Nigeria is the issue of power. If there's a regular supply of power, then factories can produce very well, and when factories are producing, then there will be need for more hands to be employed. You know that in this country, Dunlop used to employ over 30,000 to more than that number of people, because the company was running shift. You know, three shift daily. Some people will be on morning shift, afternoon and evening. So with such an operation going on, then more people will be employed. But today, Dunlop has been shut down. And what was the reason given? Because of lack of power supply. The same thing with Michelin. A couple of other companies, they left this country because of issue of power. So if it can provide power, then I'm sure that it will be able to solve the problem of unemployment. But it will not be so easy, because the kind of constitution we are running is an impediment to the provision of power. For instance, now if a state decides to build a power plant, after generating the power, is compelled to feed it onto the national grid, and the transmission lines, they belong to federal government. That state that produces that power during distribution may not even get a kilowatt of the power that it has generated. That is one of the problems that is facing this country. So until we are made the constitution to dismantle that section from the constitution that will enable the state, local government area and federal, as the case may be, to generate within your state and transmit within the state, distribute within the state, it will not be easy for anybody to solve this problem of unemployment, because without power, companies will not operate. You know, today many of the companies are going to Ghana. Why? Because the power supply there is much more better than what we have here. That's why a lot of them are moving to that place. So it's an issue, it's a constitutional matter. Apart from the desire as a president, if he becomes president, he may have the desire to do so. But how about the constitutional provision that will enable the states? Because in other countries, it is not, everything is not tied to federal government. The states, the region, they operate on their own. And that was what happened in the First Republic, that made Nigeria to be, you know, a very progressive nation at that time. At that time, we had the southwest, the western region, whereby the Awolowo of blessed memory used the money that came from cocoa. You know, at that time, 50% of whatever he generated from cocoa was used in the southwest, and 50% was contributed to the federal purse at that time. But today, what do we have? The states that are producing crude oil, they are only entitled to 30%, and people are even saying that it is too much. But when they were collecting 50% of their natural resource, their resources, that is cocoa, groundnut in the north at that time, and cotton, these were the means of revenue generation at that time. They were even saying that it was 50% was not much, that it should be increased to 17% before the first coup took place in 1966, January 15th, as we all know. So they were agitating for increase in that sharing formula. But as soon as they discover oil, they now say the oil is for everybody, and the people that have it, that their land is being degraded, should not be entitled to anything. It went to 0%. Then at the time, during the time of Shehu Shagari, it was increased to 1%, later 3%, before 30%. So until we have a constitution that will enable the federating unit, that is the states, to mine whatever they have,
because like an autonomy of it.
Autonomy, because what we have today now, the states, according to the constitution, the state own the land. But whatever is in the land belongs to federal government. I have never seen any country where such a system operates. You will own land, then what is in the land belongs to federal government. Exactly. It's not done. Exactly. And that is why the state have no power to mine the natural resources that are domiciled in their states. Sometimes when I hear people blame the state that the states are not creative, they cannot generate revenue, I just wonder, what do you expect them to do? And apart from that, the federal government, how creative is the federal government? Is it not only oil money that the federal government is waiting for too? As if because they are talking as if the federal government has such creative ability to generate money outside of the crude oil. Is the crude oil the whole entire country is filling up?
If it does,
actually, let me now also take you into politics. As far back as 61 years back now, when Nigeria gained independence, we are talking of progressive nation, like you mentioned earlier. Yeah. And as of today, Nigeria is one of the most backwardness nation in the country, in the entire world now. And you can see what transpired in Abuja yesterday, when the APC and PCC delegation for APC presidential campaign, led by Festus Keyamo, agitating for their immediate arrest within 72 hours of PDP presidential candidate, in person of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. What is your opinion there, and what's your view?
I think
regarding the petition written against him.
Well, I think that is laughable, because they are just trying to divert the attentions of Nigeria from their failure. You know,
who?
The APC.
Okay.
Because as a ruling party, they didn't suppose to struggle for re-election if they have done very well. Because if they have done very well, all they need to do is to begin to sell whatever they have done to the masses, that okay, we are coming back, we have been able to better your lot in this area, we have given you this, we have given you that, we are giving you this. But what are we hearing? Just to divert our attention by calling on the government to arrest Atiku Abubakar. The question we should ask ourselves is that, have they done very well? Have they done very well? If they have done very well, why are we having hearing about killings every day? People are being kidnapped. People that that boarded train to go to somewhere. The first one was Kaduna Abuja train attack. The last one was between Edo and Delta. So, if citizens are not safe in their own country, why is such party saying he wants to come back?
Why are they even bringing up such issue at this crucial time?
That is it. That's what I said, that they are using it to divert our attention. They are using it to divert, because by the time they engage us with all this discussion, they want to arrest Atiku, they don't want to arrest Atiku, your mind will not go to scrutinize what they have done.
No, but don't you think that this is like a calculated, strategy to be able to bring out reasons why Atiku Abubakar is not a qualified candidate? Sometimes in life, when you want to do certain things, you actually wait for the right time. I want to believe, I don't know if this is their, maybe their plan or something. Maybe they feel like this is the right time for them to come out and say, because you would agree with me that even the one of the ex-presidents in Nigeria, talking about Obasanjo, said it some time ago, that the money that Atiku Abubakar looted from Nigeria is even able to feed, about I think 200
years.
Yes, feed Nigerians
Talk
for
of the
over
population
200
of 400
years.
million.
And a whole lot of people have been saying it, that Atiku Abubakar doesn't really have a business that he does that employs our youth in Nigeria. Even his so-called company that he has in Dubai and some other places, that he he rarely employs Nigerians to work for him. Someone that his boss has not given credit. Is it possible, or would we say, is it safe for the masses to entrust, the government or the office into his hands?
Well, if we judge everybody by based on whatever somebody has said, none of the candidates will be qualified. Because we have heard stories about somebody who have carried drugs before in a foreign land. I don't want to mention anybody's name because of
I think that was attributed to the APC's presidential candidate.
So it's coming from your mouth if you have said so, as the Bible says. So what am I saying? And so if we must say, because
it's actually in the papers now. Look at this is the Nigerian Tribune, and the Nigerian Tribune is saying that again, Tinubu Atiku fights dirty. Atiku should be disqualified, prosecuted based on SPV, APC. Now Tinubu cannot run drug-related $460,000 for future. He should be disqualified. Now this is what PDP is saying to hit back Tinubu that he should be
Even,
disqualified because he's a drug lord.
Yeah, so what am I saying? Every one of them have one problem the other.
And you would recall
so what
that even
matters
Soludo said that Peter Obi had some issues while he was the governor of Anambra State and stuff.
Yes.
I see where you're coming from.
So what I'm saying is that those are personal grievances that I will not want to dwell into. If you are serious and you discover that somebody has stolen or committed fraud, all you need to do is go to court. None of them have been able to go to court now. None of them. Because if you defame me, I have the right to go to court. Those who are saying that somebody carried drug, that person have not gotten the moral courage to say, okay, you have defamed my name. If truly he didn't do that, yes, let me go to court. Has he gone to court since we have been hearing it? He has not gone to court. That means there is a modicum of truth in that statement. Then the one of Atiku has come up now, though it's very, very new. If truly his hands are clean, let him go to court. Then the one who is alleging that, okay, they have said so thing, he said he has written petition. Then let us wait for the outcome of the petition, whether EFCC or ICPC. I don't know which of them he has petitioned, because these are the corruption fighting bodies in this country. Exactly. So let us wait what those bodies we say. So what I'm saying is that this argument, this accusation, counter accusation, they are just to divert the attention of the electorate, because as we are engaged with all this discussion, we will not have time to scrutinize them. We will not, except those who have critical minds. People who have critical minds to say, look, I will not listen to what they are saying. You are in government now. What have you done? What have you done? That is what I'm looking at. But not everybody can do that. Then APC was in government. I will compare and contrast.
Exactly.
And say, when this one was there, what did he do? Then I'll make up my mind as to who I'm going to cast my vote for. But for me, I believe that what I will do is that I have tested PDP, tested APC. I have not tested one or two other parties.
Maybe
these are the ones. Those are the ones I'm going to make my choice among, because the two dominant ones have failed me personally. I'm talking for myself. Okay. I'm speaking for myself. I don't know of other people. There are some people who are carrying banner, clapping and dancing. Maybe those two parties have done so well for them. They can follow them. But as for me, they have failed me woefully. I don't hide it. Anywhere I go, I write about them that these parties have failed me, and I cannot entrust my vote for them. But for the person that have not failed me, I will give the person trial. Just like somebody who married two wives. When you marry two wives, you will compare and contrast. There's no way the two wives will be the same. That is exactly what has happened in Nigeria. Nigeria have tested PDP, they have tested APC. Now there's an opportunity for us to vote again on 25th of February. Then, if you compare and contrast and see that these two, they have failed or they have not failed, go and cast your vote for them.
We have moral justifications to say that we have tested APC. Do not forget that PDP was in the office for like 16 years or thereabouts, but APC has spent just 8 years. And I do you think drawing our conclusions by saying that, because normally when a government leaves office, there's always that loophole that needs to be blocked. And there's this general belief that 4 years or 8 years is actually not enough to do the entire work of a country. You would agree with me? Don't you think that we should give them another chance, being that PDP has spent more than APC spent, and they didn't deliver according to what you're saying now? Or do you think that 8 years is enough to judge the APC government?
How many years did the young Caldes spend in Lagos before it turned Lagos around? Was it not 4 years? Lagos is a state. It's Nigeria a state. Is a country. It doesn't matter. If you can do well in the state, you may probably do well at the federal level. It's because you are asking. It is not about the longevity of the time a party stays in power that matters. You can spend 2 years and the citizens begin to feel your impact. When Yaradua was there, he inherited a liter of fuel for 70 naira. As soon as he got into office, what did he do? He sliced the price to 65. That's 5 naira that we look minute at that time was helpful to a lot of people, because by the time you accumulate 5 naira times a million liter of fuel, that is money. So it is not until you spend, okay, is there any law that says that because PDP spent 16 years in office, a APC must spend 16 years in office? The answer is no. And if you even compare and contrast, that time the PDP inherited the dollar from Abdulsalami. How much was it? It was 86 naira. When they left office, well, how much did they leave office with? It was 180. What is the difference? Now, between 2015 and today, APC inherited 180 from PDP government. The exchange rate is how much now? It's going to 800. So, will you tell me that APC performed better than PDP? The answer is no. Now, if you talk about insecurity, at the time APC took over in 2015, this security was limited to Northeast. Was it not so?
It was.
Today, how about it? The whole country has been engulfed by insecurity. And that is why somebody will travel in a train in Edo State, going to Warri. Then the insurgent bandits will just hijack the train and kill some people and abduct a 32 numbers of them, of kidnappers, and they are now demanding 614 million. Can you now say that city government is doing well? Because the purpose of having government is what? One, to protect the lives and property of the citizen. Today, people homes are being burnt down, companies are being burnt down, INEC offices are being burnt down.
You can see the situation of the Catholic priest that was burnt alongside the church in Niger State.
Yes.
And his assistant was even shot.
So you can see that
on Sunday, INEC office was burnt to ashes in Enugu State.
Yes, even Zamfara, I think Zamfara State, there was another attack, in a church, and we heard that a number of people were carted away.
Just like people fishing.
Above all, in less than 40 days now, Nigeria will move to the poll to elect the another president that will govern this country, if not for 4 years or 8 years, thereabouts. What's your opinion and what's your advice for the eligible voters?
Well, my advice for them is for them to choose very well. As I have said before, a man that have married 2 wives, we know that one is better than the other one. And if by their own evaluation, they feel that both have failed, why should they give any of their opportunity again?
Yes, they should probably marry a third wife.
Marry a new wife that will cook some meal for them, because today now we are fasting. We are fasting in Nigeria because how many times do we eat? Like me, how many times do I eat? Me that is even struggling to do something, because a loaf of bread that was 50 naira in 2015 is now 800 naira. 800 naira. Some years back, the salary of some workers was 1,000 naira. That is where the person will keep money, save money for his rent, feed, transport, do everything. That same 1,000 is what we are using to buy a loaf of bread. It's not even enough to buy a loaf of bread.
Or petrol.
So Nigeria should shine their eyes, as we say in the local palace, that shine your eyes. Don't be blinded by this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my religion, this is my it's from my state, it's from my ethnic tribe. No, look at those people. They are 18 presidential candidates now, if I'm not mistaken.
But
don't go.
Four among them is the major people now.
Yes, out of those 4, we must see one that is better.
So we're talking about the sitting government and what they do and stuff. You were talking about what was it you were talking about?
I was talking about you asked me about what the citizens should do during the next election, and I'm saying that they should shine their eyes.
Okay.
They should not be blinded by say this person is from my tribe or my religion. When hunger comes, there is nothing like religion or it's from my village. Nobody is going to give you money because it's your village. Once they get there now, they will not remember anybody.
I even feel like Nigeria is a country that has been blessed, or that is being blessed, or is blessed with so many cultures, tribes, and tradition. If we keep saying that the Igbos, the Yorubas, and the Hausas are the frontiers, the ones who play the major part because they are the majority in the country. What if other tribes now decide to stand up and they want to be like, okay, it's been the Yorubas, it's been the Igbos, it's been the Yorubas. We want I don't know, we want like what would I say, maybe like an Igala tribe, or like an Ibirakoto tribe, or like an Ugoja tribe. Okay, I want my own tribe, and Urobo tribe, Ishekiri. Why can't we have, if we keep talking about tribalism and the altercation of tribes, I don't think we're being fair in Nigeria, because Nigeria has more than 200 languages and tribes.
Yeah.
So I feel like when people talk about voting for someone, you shouldn't even come from that, from that angle. It doesn't belong to the Yorubas, it doesn't belong to the Igbos, it doesn't belong to the Hausas alone. We have other tribes that should be given reasons or listening ears to. Now, I want to talk about our judiciary system before we further, talk about this whole stuff. We were talking about Atiku and the fresh case and stuff. Don't you feel like, if someone is aggrieved, such a person can go to court?
Yeah.
What would you say about our judiciary system that usually, is draggy? You go to court and you keep getting the case of adjournment. The elections are right, because that was why I said it is a calculated strategy. I don't feel like you said that it may be like a distractive measure for people to be able to look away. And I'm saying that if someone goes to court in Nigeria, we know the process of courts. Nnamdi Kanu has been, has been behind bars for some time now.
Couple of months now.
And just recently, IPOB has rejected Soludo's offer, says stage for Kanu's shorty has passed. Now this is coming from the Nigerian Tribune. You would recall that Soludo some days back said that he wants the federal government to release Kanu to him conditionally or unconditionally. The unconditionally is if there is a condition attached, he's ready to stand as a surety for him to be released, because he feels that Nnamdi Kanu can actually address some insecurity issues in the East. Now, court has said that the federal government can let Kanu go on bail reasons, but the federal government is saying that it is not safe. You see that it is dicey.
Okay.
Now, I want you to talk about the place of the judiciary in helping Nigerians to tackle cases once and for all.
When it comes to the judiciary, some of these cases are politically motivated. Something like Una de Canona, that's a political case.
Yes.
Do you understand? Because in this same country, we have heard stories of people going from village to village, from forest to forest, killing people. Have you heard that any of them have been arrested? Yes or no?
No.
We have not heard of anybody being arrested. But in the same country, every day we hear that they have gone to set ablaze illegal refinery. Are you not hearing it? The same country where the same security people are the ones doing it. They will set ablaze illegal refinery. They call them illegal refinery. But the ones that are legal, that are not producing, nobody has set them ablaze. Then in the same country, we have people mining solid mineral. In the north, they show them on television, women, girls, young people mining gold, silver, and other things. They show them to us on television. They are not illegal. Nobody have ever gone to arrest them or set them ablaze. But in some part of the country, when you move close to a pipeline, because you want to go to your farm, you can be shot dead, you can be arrested in the same country. So all these things, they are politically motivated. So trials in judiciaries, in court, they are what? Politically motivated. Once government have interest in a particular case, whether the case is justifiable or not, government can decide to hold the person forever. And that is why cases are delayed. And another cause of delay in court processes in Nigeria is that there are many cases that are more than judicial workers. For instance, this is a country of 200 million people.
Yes.
How many Supreme Court do we have? Only one. When they were screening people, about to screen people for ministerial appointment in 2019, our friend Festus Keyamo advocated for distribution of Supreme Court. Maybe they are among the 6 geopolitical zones, which I think is a plausible idea. If you have a case in Calabar, as far as it is, you have to travel. The case that involve that should be decided by the Supreme Court, you have to travel from all that side to Supreme Court in Abuja. That is one court that we advocate for 200 million people. For instance, now 200 million people have a case in the Supreme Court. How can only that court be able to mediate among 200 million people?
It's going to take forever.
It's going to take forever. Exactly. That is how it is in high court, magistrate court, this and that, because problems are coming every day. You could buy a piece of land here now. Another person will encroach on it. And you are a law-abiding person. You say you don't want to use your cutlass and kill somebody so that you not be called a murderer. You go to court. Multiple of such cases are there. How many people, how many lawyers, how many judges do we have? And again, they are even operating manually. The court system has not been digitalized, whereby you use computer, they see right with ordinary hands. Everything they do is manual. So these are the things that are making cases to be delayed in courts. Then another thing, as I've said before, cases that are politically motivated. That means government have interest in them. You know, Igboho has been released now. Ali? Was it not the same agitation? Say I want Duduwa Republic. The other one say I want Biafra. Exactly. Why is it that one has been released and another one has not been released? These are politics. They are playing politics.
And away from politics, let's also go into looking at all the headlines and the newspapers images today. We've seen the killer of the late lawyer. That's one of the divisional police stations here in Lagos around Lekki Ajah exists. That's where ASP Wandi killed Rahim Bolanle. Yesterday was the hearing at the Lagos State High Court where he pleaded that he's not guilty of what transpired at on the 25th of December 2022. Here we are. What's your view and your opinion towards the judgment of the court? Because although the case has been adjourned till 20-something of this month, but what's your view and opinion on this so-called killer of the late lawyer, reflecting it to the other police officer of the rank and file and cadet officers in position of handling of guns and ammunition till get to the Inspector General of Police level?
Well, I think one of the reasons why this thing keep happening, these negative occurrences, is because first, when they happen, the perpetrators are not being punished. I've never seen any of them that, okay, this one killed somebody that they concluded the case and say, okay, let him be shot or be hanged.
The police officer has even pleaded not guilty.
Yes, he can do that because there's nobody who wants to die. He has the right to plead not guilty. But it is the system that will now prove whether he's guilty or not. The question is that will the system be able to drive to conclusion that will lead to his conviction or not conviction? And if he's convicted, is he going to be made to pay for the crime he has committed? The answer is no, because in many cases what we used to hear is that the person will be transferred to other places. The person will be transferred, and when the person is transferred, for instance, now the crime has been committed in Lagos here. If the person is transferred to Kano, can the relatives of Bolale move themselves to Kano to go and pursue justice there?
And I think it's part of the reason why one of the citizens of the state, which is in person of the governor, Babajide Olusola, immediately ran quickly to the Inspector General of Police to seek immediate justice regarding this matter, for him not to be redeployed.
That is it. State. That is it. But if the governor had no interest in this case, if he had kept quiet, what do you think would have happened? The man could have been transferred, and once the man is transferred, because I heard a story that the mother of this woman, Bolale, she was the only child of that woman, and the woman should be up to say 60 or 70. The way I saw the picture in one of the newspapers. So how can such a woman seek justice if this man is transferred to another place? And that is why we are calling for state police.
She was pregnant for a set of twins.
Yes.
So that is like 3 lives
wasted
lost in one day.
Three lives wasted for not committing any offense. So that's why we are talking about state police. When we talk about state police, people don't know the implication. The positive aspect of state police is that they just speak against it, that the governor will use it, we abuse it, we do it. And I ask, is the federal government not abusing the federal police? No, if we have the fear that governor will abuse it, can the federal government abuse the state federal police? And again, we should not forget the fact that in this same country, we used to have local government police in this country. Did they use it, the local government area, the chairman, did they use them to abuse the citizen? The answer is no. If you have a state police or local government police, the people will be recruited among the citizens in that environment.
Exactly.
If he misbehave, they can trace the person to their family.
They know the nooks and crannies.
Yes, you can say, they can go and warn the parents, talk to your son or the way he's behaving. It's not good though. Then the person may have a rethink. But in a situation whereby the federal police, somebody from Zamfara, is posted to Lagos, he does not understand Yoruba, he does not understand anything. How is he going to operate in the first place? How is he going to communicate with people? Does he know the nooks and crannies of the environment? The answer is no. So we need state police. Once we have state police now, all these unnecessary killings will go down, because they are going to be checkmated. They are going to be checkmated because we know their root, we know the family where the person comes from, and the person, if he's misbehaving, they can go and talk to the family, say your son is misbehaving in the police, so warn him. All these talks, we think they don't have value. They have value. If people call your attention to your misbehavior, sometimes you sit down and begin to think about it. This one, they are warning me, I don't know what's going to happen. I better check myself.
Exactly.
These are the things. So there is nowhere in the world where you have the one federal police. In America that we are copying, they don't have one police system whereby from the head they are committing crime. Here now, the governor, which we are called that, is the chief security officer, cannot command a commissioner of police to take action. All he needs to do is to report to the commissioner of police. The commissioner of police will now call the IGP, Inspector General of Police. That is Inspector General of Police. If he does not want to act, he can say, my friend, forget about that issue, go and do another thing. And people are being slaughtered. People are being slaughtered.
Okay, before we leave the show this morning, I would want you to talk about a possible insecurity fate that may befall. Now, this is a possibility or a probability statement that may befall the 2023 general election come 25th. We are believing that INEC will not shift the date, regardless of the incidents that have been happening to our INEC offices and materials and stuff. Now, we want to know, do you feel that now that it is like a new dawn in Nigeria, youths, elderly ones, everybody wants to be involved in the voting system, would you say categorically that we are fully prepared as a country before you leave?
Well, we are prepared to some extent, but I have my fear. I have my fear in the sense that Nigerians are very anxious to vote, but the means and method of distribution of the card is hampering a lot of people from getting their PVC. Because I cover a place they call Ajuelegba, a ward in Ogun State, Ajuwa. The whole of that area, they go to Ajuwon primary school there to collect their PVC. When you get to that place, the place is usually jam-packed. The place is usually filled up. People scrambling to get their PVC. So if they are finding it difficult to get their PVC at the ward level, what of if they now move it back to the local government area? Luckily yesterday I went to Ifo from Ajuwon. I put it down to Ifo. You spend close to 3,000 to and fro. How many poor Nigerians will say they want to transport themselves to that place because they want to collect PVC and vote for people that may not perform after voting them into power? So the issue is that I'm advising INEC to leave the collection and distribution of the PVC at the ward level. They should not move it back to the local government headquarters, because
even the
if they move it,
even ending on the 29th of
yes,
July,
if they move it back, if they move it back to the local government headquarters, it will become more difficult for people to access such local government area and collect their PVC. So INEC should continue the distribution at the ward level. If they have even done well, like as I said before, they should supposed to be distributed at the polling unit, so that the number of people that are gathering at the ward level will be separated. You know, when it gets to the polling unit, the number will reduce, maybe 500, 300, then the collection will be much easier. They're coming to insecurity during the election. I will advise our youth that they should not yield to the call of politicians. If politicians are calling them to be recruited as thugs during the election, they should tell those politicians to recruit their own children who are schooling abroad, enjoy themselves. They should tell them that you want to recruit me, bring your children from abroad, let them be in the front, bring your wife, bring your brothers and sisters that are enjoying the benefits, and yes, let them be in the front and let them go and fight for you. When you get there, you will not remember me. So no Nigerian youth should yield themselves for such evil during the election.
Thank you so much for obliging our call this morning. We sincerely appreciate you, and we think and believe that when next we invite you to this program, we surely oblige our call once again.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to us and to talk to Nigerians. We are building a better country, a country where people don't talk, nothing works. That's why you see America moving, because they can throw water sachet at their president if he does wrong. But here, we look at president as a demigod.
Can even be fired.
Yes.
You know, they can call for his resignation.
They slap Emmanuel Macron. We are not saying we should do that, but what we are saying is that people should speak up. You don't speak up, evil will prevail, because the only thing that encourages evil is when people keep quiet, when people just condemn evil.
Thank you so very much, viewers, for being a part of the show. We've had Mr. Victor Aya. He's the editor of Prime Health News magazine, and of course he's also a public affairs analyst. It's been awesome having you, sir, in the studio. And like my colleague has said, I hope that when next we summon you, you would come and answer us. If you want people to follow you on your social media handles, or you have one or two questions to answer, you may please leave us your social media handles or means to which people can reach you before we go out of the show.
Yes, I'm much active on Facebook. Just as we know, www.facebook.com/VictorSMNIan and the slash. That is all.
Okay.
That is the place where I'm active. I have Instagram and I have Twitter, but I'm not so active in those ones.
Okay. On those platforms.
Facebook is where I'm active.
Okay, thank you so very much. All right, from we here at Newsbuster NGTV, we hope that you will subscribe, like, and of course follow our page for more information, for more programming, and of course more entertainment on this time. My name is Olayinka Olatunji, saying many thanks for being a part of the show this morning. Good morning to you, Nigerians.
And also thank you for all our viewers watching us right there. We sincerely appreciate you for the patience and resilience all this time. Yes, join us same time, same station tomorrow as we unfold our daily newspapers to you once again, saying bye bye for now.